Hariom. So this week you're going to be starting your micro lessons for your yoga therapy course. And the micro lessons, the way that it's set up is that on the weekend there'll be specific time slots and you'll have to choose a time slot that's most suitable for you and your time zone. And there'll be around about up to six people that are in your micro lesson. Now what's going to happen is you're going to be doing your micro lesson as the teacher, the instructor, and everyone else that's in that group are going to be your students. After you've had a turn, then one of them will do it, and so you'll be a student. So everyone is going to be taking turns, everyone is supporting each other, and everyone is learning. So what's going to happen is you've all chosen an essay topic, which is either a disease or a condition. And when you're doing your micro lesson, you're going to assume that all the students, your students in the group, have that condition or that disease. So you need to make sure that the micro lesson is going to be suitable for them. And if you're the student, you need to pretend that you do have that disease, which is also interesting to experience because it will help you to understand how you need to change the way that you're teaching, how you need to help them in these different ways according to the condition. So it's actually pretty fun to be doing the micro lessons, not just as the teacher, but also as the student. So for the micro lesson number 1, you're going to be doing the opening of a class along with some warm-up practices, so some different types of movements. So you're going to instruct your students to sit in a meditative position. Now you're going to give examples. Now it might be a simple cross-legged position, it might be swastikasana, auspicious pose, it might be vajrasana, the thunderbolt pose. There's lots of options, remembering that they do have a disease or a condition, so it might not be comfortable for them to sit in certain positions. It might be that you have to ask them to sit on a chair, or you might have to get them to sit with the wall as a support. They might need a bolster, they might need a cushion, so you need to think about these things as well, so that it's going to be really comfortable for them to be in this sitting position where they're going to maintain it for a couple of minutes. So that's the main thing to remember. So you've got them to sit in some kind of comfortable position, making sure everyone feels okay. Then you're going to give some instructions about, keeping your spine erect, closing your eyes. You might talk a little bit about relaxation of the body, like relaxation of the face or the shoulders. You might do the whole body, remembering that this micro lesson, basically that the opening shouldn't take too long. So approximately between 4 to 7 minutes. It will depend on what kind of movements you're doing as well as to how long it's going to take. But when we're doing an opening, especially if we're doing some kind of mantra or relaxation or a little bit of breathing, we want to make sure that it's not going to be too long, because they just need to get a little bit of focus. Okay, you want them to be present in the class. You want them to be aware of how they're feeling, how their body is, how their mind is, and to have that motivation to be doing the class. So yeah, breathing instructions, relaxation instructions. Here you can also make a resolve, make a sankalpa, which is especially helpful when you're working with yoga therapy. Then chanting of Om. So you can chant Om and then ask them to repeat your Om. And it's very helpful to do it in this way, because then your students hear you chanting Om. If you say to everyone, let's do it together, then they don't know how they're supposed to be chanting Om. And everyone can be doing it differently. So some people are doing it short, some are doing it very long. Some are doing the ah for very long, some are doing the ma for very long. So if they hear your example, then they can repeat it. So chanting of Om 3 times, then chanting of the initial prayer, or your choice of relaxation or breathing exercise. Okay. It might be that you have a different type of prayer that you'd prefer. It might be that you would like a different type of mantra. It's all up to you. Okay, and I'll go through that a little bit more at the end of this slide. So after you've done that, you're going to be releasing that meditative position, and then you're going to do 3 different movements, which are there as warm-ups. So those movements need to be suitable for your students with that condition that you have, and you're assuming that they know it, but you're still going to be giving instructions. So instructions for moving the body and instructions for the breath. Okay. Now looking at that bottom point, so as I've mentioned, you don't have to do the initial prayer. You can have any kind of prayer. You can have a relaxation, you can do a visualization, or you can have some kind of positive affirmations. So it might be something that they repeat if it's a mantra or a positive affirmation, or it might be something that they just listen to as you speak. It's up to you. If it is a mantra, it can be a Sanskrit mantra. It can also be something in another language or from your own country, your own culture, whatever you feel comfortable with. The only thing to be aware that if it is in a different language, and also if it is in Sanskrit, you still need to break it up. So someone can't just repeat a really, really long mantra. You need to break a little bit up and then get them to repeat, and then say the next bit, then get them to repeat, and so on, so that it's easy and it's not going to be creating any kind of stress, because the whole point of this opening is to help them calm down, help them to relax, and really kind of check in with how they're feeling. Now looking at the checklist, so the things that you want to make sure that you're including in your micro lesson. So here we've got chanting of Om. So as I said, you're going to chant Om and then you're going to be getting them to repeat. Then including the sankalpa, and it might be a specific sankalpa for that disease condition, which is going to be really helpful, or it might be a more generalized one. Then you want to make sure that the atmosphere is going to be very calm, very relaxing, but also focused. Then make sure you're including some kind of relaxation, even if it's just the closing the eyes, just taking a few breaths and noticing how the body's feeling. Also, you want to have relaxation while they're doing the movements. So moving on there, you can see slow and controlled movements. So making sure that those movements are not going to be really fast. They're not going to be with any kind of discomfort. They should be nice, controlled, and relaxed movements, and correlated with the breath. If there isn't any specific breathing with the movements that you've chosen, then make sure that the breathing is going to be relaxed and always bringing them back to that breath. So yes, you see the next point, avoiding the jerks, quick and hasty movements, and then making sure that those warm-up practices and the sitting position that your students are in is going to be comfortable and suitable for their condition. Then your voice should be calm, it should be relaxing, it should be supportive. The volume should be okay, so we don't want the volume to be really, really loud. We also don't want it to be really, really soft. You should be confident in the way that you're speaking so that they feel that you understand what you're doing and they feel happy to be there with you. If you're going to be talking, also say you're talking in a really fast way, then you're talking in a really slow way. It can be a little bit confusing for the students too. Okay, so you want to make sure that you've got nice controlled speaking throughout the instructions. And like I mentioned that last point, the choice is suitable for your condition. So this is our micro lesson number 1. Now here we've just got a short micro lesson as an example for what you could be doing in your micro lesson this week. So make sure that you prepare for your micro lesson beforehand, because if you prepare, you're going to be gaining much more out of it. And if you need to have anything in front of you, say you need to have a mantra in front of you or some positive affirmation or whatever it is that you're going to be doing in your micro lesson, that's absolutely fine. The only thing is you don't want to be just reading continuously from that. So for example, if you're doing the movement, you don't want to be looking down on a piece of paper to read how to do the movement. But you're all yoga teachers already, so you already understand how to teach, which is great. So yeah, make sure that you're preparing and enjoy. Hariom.
Hariom. So we're going to do our micro lesson number 1, which is the opening of a class along with 3 movements. So today I'm going to be teaching a class of people who are having arthritis, and their arthritis is quite severe, so it's very difficult for them to get down to the ground. So we're going to be doing practices sitting in a chair. So make sure that you all have your chair with you, and everyone's sitting on your chair. Now ideally your chair is going to be a nice strong sturdy one that's not going to rock, and we want to be sitting on our chair with our feet on the ground. Okay, so if you need to come forward a little bit to do that, that's fine. Okay, resting your hands on your knees or on your thighs, keeping your spine upright, gently closing your eyes, having your shoulders relaxed, taking a deep breath in and out, and again a deep breath in and out. And now we're going to remember our sankalpa. So our sankalpa, or our resolve for a happy, healthy body and mind. And now remembering, as you inhale, I have a happy, healthy body and mind. And exhaling, relax. We're going to chant Om 3 times, followed by the Guru Mantra. So repeating after me. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Gurave Namaha, Gurave Namaha. Gently opening your eyes, relaxing your body. Now we're going to do 3 different types of movements. You already know them, so it's just a practice. So to start with, what we're going to be doing is inhaling, raising our arms from the sides, inhaling all the way up, and then exhaling, crossing the arms over as much as you can comfortably, whether it's your wrists, forearms, elbows or upper arms. Exhaling down. The other way. So inhale, cross your arms over, inhaling up, and exhaling down slowly. Making sure it's comfortable. Again, inhale slowly, and exhaling, crossing your arms over and down. Again, inhale, crossing your arms over, inhaling up, and exhaling, arms down slowly. Just roll your shoulders. Okay. Now the next movement we're going to do is a twist. So inhale, lifting your spine up, and exhaling, twist twist, looking over your left shoulder, turning your neck as well, your head. Now breathing normally. Inhale and exhaling to the other side. Using your chair as a support, looking over your shoulder, breathe normally now. Now inhale, exhale back to the front. Okay, now we're going to just do some movements of our neck. So inhale, exhale, bringing your chin down towards your chest. Inhaling, straightening your neck. Exhaling, tilting your head back. Inhale, straighten. Exhale to the left side, keeping your shoulders relaxed. Inhale, straighten. Exhale to the right. Inhale, straighten. Okay, very good. Carry on.